Margarita?
Chiquita.
What you've just seen are pet crocodiles that come like running dogs when
Come here,
called.
Mama.
But what would it be like to have one of these dangerous animals as a pet? It might not seem like a good idea, but this Japanese man has been living with a dangerous reptile for almost 40 years. Cayman-san is a spectacled cayman that's almost 7 feet long and weighs 100 pounds. His owner, Nobumitsu Murabayashivan, bought him when he was a tiny baby, and since then has taken care of him. He hand feeds him and then brushes his teeth. Cayman-san knows his master well and won't bite him. When he's got permission from the city, the alligator owner walks him around on the street like a pet dog to everyone's shock and surprise. Some people might think it's a crocodile, but a spectacled cayman is a crocodilian in the family Alligatoridae. They get their name from the spectacle-like ridge between their eyes. They have a broad, blunt snout with 14 to 16 pairs of teeth in the upper jaw and 18 to 20 pairs of teeth in the lower jaw. But maybe having a cayman as a pet isn't your life's ambition. How about a young lioness? Move over, dogs. This man uses a young lioness instead to help him herd sheep. If you're wondering what's keeping the young female lion from eating the sheep, she was actually raised with little lambs and was playing with them as a kitten. This small lion named Masha eats 4.5 pounds of beef a day, and now that she's grown up, she helps keep those pesky sheep in line just as good as a dog would. However, she is kept in a cage for now because she is too dangerous. Yeah, we said that lion is caged. But what about this full-grown lion who lives with a family in a detached room? They play with him in their backyard and he's allowed to roam free around the house. But that's a bad idea because one day a film crew made a visit and one of the guys was attacked by the lion who got a bit rough with him. Attacked? Well, no. The lion was probably just playing too rough. Because, let's face it, if that lion really wanted to do some serious damage, there would have been more than just a couple of small scratches on the guy. Perhaps the lion is depressed and feels suffocated living in a home and needs to be in the wild. What do you think? But big cat danger doesn't stop people from owning extraordinary pets. This Russian couple decided that regular cats aren't dangerous enough and decided to adopt a cougar cub from a local petting zoo instead. Messi now lives with his humans in a 2-story house on a large plot of land in Penza, Russia. Just the same as an average cat. They even set up Messi with his own Instagram account where you can follow his adventures. But owning a cougar wasn't enough, and they thought that Messi might get bored or lonely. So they decided to adopt a pet cheetah named Gerda. Now the two wild cats play together. Let's hope they don't decide to play with a human like the poor film crew guy from our previous story. Since we're talking about dangerous pets from Russia, we can't leave out bears. Once upon a time, there was a little bear cub that turned up at Orlovka airfield in Russia's Tver region. No one knows how he got there or what happened to his mother. Hunger made him approach humans, and pilots decided they needed to give him food and shelter. Andrei Ivanov cared for Mansour the most, and the bear cub was like a little small puppy when he was first found, and pilots needed to feed him from a bottle. But no one knew what to do with him after this. They tried to send him to a wildlife reserve, but instead he was sent to a camp where dogs were trained to hunt bears. Basically, Mansour would become live bait. When the pilots found out they were scammed, they rescued the bear again, and the people handed him over with no arguments. Now he lives in a bigger area of the Kaluga region at the huge Oreshkovo airfield, and he's a healthy 551 pounds and stands 6.8 feet tall, and the pilots still take care of him with help from a crowdfunding project. Now, get ready to go for a swim to see another dangerous pet. Tiger sharks are known as the world's most dangerous shark after the great white. It would be crazy to go head-to-head with a big tiger shark, but what if we tell you that these divers made friends with tiger sharks that just want to have their heads scratched? So, do sharks like to be pet, rubbed, and scratched? All the evidence you're seeing seems to say yes. And despite the reputation of the sharks being vicious eating machines, it turns out they might just be like dogs, looking for someone who will pet them, scratch them, and be their forever friend. You're not into sharks or cats as pets, you say. Well, then how about a pet wolf? This is the story of Ivan and the wolf. Ivan was visiting a friend in the countryside when hunters offered him a wolf cub. Ivan quickly agreed to save the animal's life and took him home to live with his daughter and their 2 dogs. They named their new pet Seti, which means gray in Russian. When Seti first moved in with Ivan, he bit his master's toes, but Ivan responded in an animal way and bit the wolf's ear, showing Seti he's the boss. Raising the wolf hasn't been easy, and the wolf is too big for the 1-bedroom flat and needs several hours of walking, fed with many kilos of fresh meat, and has to be constantly reminded who the alpha male is. And he says that the animal is almost impossible to train. Russia has since outlawed keeping wild animals inside residential places, and Ivan is trying to get a big house with land to keep Seti. You've heard plenty of times just how dangerous hippos are. The reality is that they can crush just about anything with the phenomenal strength in their jaws, just like this watermelon. Jessica the hippo was found separated from her mother just a few hours after being born during the devastating floods in Mozambique and South Africa in 2000. Tony and Shirley Joubert found the hippo calf that weighed only 35 pounds on the bank of the Blythe River. The calf needed milk urgently, and the couple made a special mix of egg yolks and full cream cow's milk. They nursed Jessica back to health, and now she's much bigger. Seeing the hippo trying to get through the doors in the house and walking into the kitchen to be fed some treats is a little scary, considering she is almost too wide to get through the doors. Seeing Jessica be so friendly around humans is unusual, because hippos are the 2nd largest land animal next to elephants and are the world's deadliest large land mammal, responsible for 500 fatalities a year in Africa. They are highly aggressive creatures by nature, and their teeth are very sharp, weighing up to 6,000 pounds. You definitely wouldn't want to get stuck under one. If you see one opening its mouth real wide, it's not yawning. That's a warning sign to keep away. Not even a Nile crocodile has a chance against a feisty hippo. So far, we talked about lions, sharks, and other dangerous critters. What about snakes? When a puppy just won't do, how about a 15-foot-long pet python? Ed Tauka is from Surrey, southeast England, who has not only one, but 2 15-foot pythons, which are comically named Sunny and Cher. Despite the snakes being incredibly strong predators that command respect, Ed feels comfortable around the animals and even lets his 7-year-old play with them. However, Ed warns the temperament of these snakes can change when it comes to food. And when they smell food, you can see it in their eyes. Humans are usually bigger than these snakes, and so they won't try to attack and eat anything that's too big. But don't be alarmed, he's really careful about not leaving his child alone with the constrictors. There's a ton of photos with the 2 big snakes slithering over the small child, but Ed says that the animals are actually nicer than some humans that he's met. Granted, those snakes aren't poisonous animals. Who in their right mind would want venomous animals as pets? If you don't already know this guy, Chandler has a YouTube channel and Instagram, and getting more than 163 million views showing him playing with all kinds of dangerous pets most people would run from. In one of his videos, he's showing everyone how he bathes his huge pet king cobra and a beautiful black, gray, and white rattlesnake. You can also check out Chandler's Instagram channel where he shows off the rest of his reptile pets. Everything from lizards and crocodiles to black mambas. As with all snakes, they will only bite as a defensive measure when they feel threatened. It's a warning to get away, and that's why a cobra flares its hood and a rattlesnake shakes its tail.
Bottom jaw into my thumbs.
Now, we're going to introduce you to another daredevil, Moksha Baibi, or Queen of the Jungle, who likes playing with alligators, tigers, lions, ligers, cheetahs, and chimpanzees. Moksha Baibi is a wildlife conservationist that's played with chimpanzees, tigers, lions, cheetahs, and even alligators. Okay, so this next pet really isn't too dangerous unless it steps on your foot or wrecks your house, and right now you're going to see what it's like to have a baby elephant living in your home. This is Moyo, who was separated from his mother during a river flood. The tiny elephant almost drowned but was saved by wildlife crews and brought to a woman who takes care of a whole bunch of wild animals. Elephants are very smart, curious, and they don't care if they are inside or outside when they have to use the toilet. Now that he's grown too big for the house, he lives in a wildlife preserve with another baby elephant named Cece, and it's really cute to see them both drinking their giant milk bottles. But once they are bigger, they will be a lot more to handle. That's all we got for now. But if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and we'll make the second part where we get more dangerous animals people keep as pets that you won't believe. Thanks for watching.